Hi, my name is Alicia Silva, and we're going to discuss about the article that we read about gene therapy come of age. So to start, it was a long article, and there's still a lot of pieces that still confused me, but we are going to go over a quick summary, and then we're going to talk about some evidences, some data, and some conclusions based off the article. And finally, I'll give an opinion about what I thought about the article and how the research has progressed our lives and the lives of the people in the world, and see how that can play a big role in continuing research for more diseases that are inherited and using that gene therapy to be able to combat that and also make the lives of people a lot more comfortable if the gene therapy doesn't work to fully heal or regress that disease itself. The gene therapy that is used in this article is talking about using a lentivirus, a gamma retrovirus, and an adeno-associated viral vector to be able to change that genomic editing of those patients with the disease. It has helped to enhance or relieve them of the disease or to lessen the effects of them on the body. And using the lentivirus or the gamma retral element virus, we are reducing the risk of the genomic or the genotoxicity risk that can be processed because of that patient being used on these genomic therapies. A big indicator, or just a big virus that or disease that we have been definitely doing a lot of research on, is HIV. HIV is a retrovirus that uses the patient's RNA to make DNA, and that causes more problems for the body just because the body cannot recognize that this virus is actually not part of the body itself. So that is why using this can help combat and bring more light to HIV research and to possibly come with a solution. And we have been seeing that we've been using the CRISPR-Cas9 to kind of bring more information about that, and in the article it speaks a little bit about that. But to go back into the article, it was speaking more about delivering genes to the liver or to the eyes or to other tissues to help with those kinds of diseases. And overall goal is to start maybe even using gene editing for brain or other muscle tissues, but we have been using it for hemophilia or any other blood-borne diseases so that we can combat that. So one of the uses of the adeno associated viral vector is to combat hemophilia, the hemophilia B. And so what happens is they will use the factor IX to be able to let that body know that we are trying to change that genomic process. And also on top of that is use a short immunosuppression to be able to bring back the ability to be able to produce red blood cells that are not going to attack themselves or to cause more bleeding in that body. And we have seen a 2 to 7% improvement with that. And then after that, I was kept reading, it was using the transfer of the factor IX powder to show how that can change the genome. And that was a 30% increase of patients seeing that they were getting better when they were doing 8 out of 10 treatments. And then we were also using the adenovirus to help with blindness by using a adeno associated viral vector 2 and injecting that into the subretinal injection site of the eye, so that they would be able to be producing the 65-DKA protein. And with that, we've seen that the FDA is now asking for a trial or a drug approval to be able to start doing that. And so, personal opinion, I believe that it is a good use of research and time to be able to help those individuals that have these diseases so that they can better their lives. Yes, the trial will have lots of negative effects because we are changing the genomic process and we don't really know if that later down the road is going to cause a problem because the genome is being changed, but for at the moment is bettering the lives of those that really need it and are suffering because they have these diseases like sickle cell anemia, hemophilia, blindness, or even HIV. So why not try to make their lives a little easier because we have the ability to, in being conscious that we don't know what later down the road can cause, especially if we pass on these genes to children or to anything else. But that is a conversation for next time. But right now, like I said, I think it's a good idea to be able to process this and to use this to our advantage.